Did you see the proposal that happened at the Tyler, the Creator concert in Atlanta? Well, it made so many people smile until they realized who this guy is. Look at that. It seems like the whole crowd is cheering for him. I know people are so special. This is the most beautiful thing. What a beautiful couple, right? Well, not everybody thinks so. In fact, multiple women came out of the woodwork with a warning for this young lady that she needs to get away from him fast.
Yeah, that nigga's still married. He been married for years. If anybody know that lady that he's proposing to, let her know to run. This nigga is a scammer, is a thief, this nigga is a lie. You know how I know? I used to be friends with this nigga. If you know that lady in Atlanta, Georgia, tell her to run. This nigga, this is what he does. He is literally the black Tinder swindler.
If I told you that I started out the beginning of this year engaged to who I thought was the love of my life, only to find out that he just announced that he's expecting a baby with the bitch that he cheated on me with. Yay!
I know the man in this video, and when I met him, he told me his name was Caleb. 2.5 years later, I find out that he has at least 6 kids by many different women, and I ended up being number 7.
They're calling him the black Tinder swindler, and they're saying he's not looking for love. He's looking for a target. So ladies, beware. What do you think about this story? Leave a comment to let me know. I'm Tierica with the T. Follow for more.
The engagement swindler was engaged to Sinbad's daughter? What? This is all so random. So the man who proposed at Tyler, the Creator's concert is already married, according to his friend, has 6-7 kids, fake dreads, okay, and they are fake because he didn't have 3 years ago. And again, apparently married. Okay, so let's make it all make sense. Okay, Millie, bless her heart, the way she tells the story is very long. Paige has already told her story about him in 2021. So let's merge them, okay? Millie met him in 2020 off of an app. She lives down in OC. He lives in the Valley. With traffic, it might as well be another state. First meetup, he pulls up on her in an Audi. So she's like, okay, it's nice. Hops out, is 6'5". Bigger, sturdy man, so she feeling him. And for some reason, she bought a peach cobbler to this initial meetup. Next meetup, a couple days later, they smash immediately. Now, it was during COVID, so Millie is immediately traumatized. So he's supposed to come over another time and disappear. So she is going crazy, feeling ghosted, like, oh, we had this raw, and now you're disappearing, yada, yada, yada. His story is we did have curfews, and he got pulled by the police. Also, to Millie, his name is Caleb. Caleb always comes to see Millie, and it's cool, but it's like, something going on. And was. Millie's birthday is coming up and she wants to go to Big Bear. Of course, she invites him. At first, she's going to pick him up. Last minute, he says, no, I'm going to come drive down to you, park my car at your house, and then we'll go up. This happens because the whole time he is engaged to Paige, lives with Paige. And then Paige's wedding date was a month after that. All of the venues, wedding dresses, everything is set. Furthermore, that is Paige's Audi that he is driving, and he told Millie it was a lease. He tells Paige he has a work training in Big Bear, which she doesn't really believe, but he just goes anyway. This is MLK weekend, now we're approaching February. He tells Millie he is moving out, and in the interim, before he finds a place to stay, he's going to visit his mom in Colorado. He tells Paige he's just going to visit his mom in Colorado. Once he gets to Colorado, he calls Paige and breaks it off and calls Millie and tells her that he has been living with his ex-girlfriend who he broke up with a year ago. But since they were still living together, that's why she couldn't come to the house. And he tells her his real name is Byron. Also, when they went to Big Bear, Millie thought he had 1 child. He has 3 children's names and birthdates on his arm. He tells her the son's mom is a Jehovah's Witness and they're in a cult and in a compound, so he can't see her. He says the other daughter turns out not to be his daughter, and that's why he doesn't see her. There's so much foolishness. And mind you, this birthday is Millie's 35th birthday. Millie, girl. Okay. Mind you, she's been texting green bubbles, but sees that he has an iPhone, so he has a whole lie about that. And now she has this real number, and of course the messages are blue. But she's still taking what he told her. No, when he comes back to LA, of course he doesn't have a car because he had to give it back to Paige. But he tells Millie he returned his lease and now he's trying to get a new car. She had loaned him $1,500 to help him move in. It took him a while to pay her back, but he did pay her back. Now he need a car. He says he need 2 bands for the car. She gets him a cashier's check. At the dealership, he says, actually it's $3K, so I need another stack from you. And she gives him his credit card. And that's where we're at with it now. We find a wife. The other BLs might as well come up out the woodwork too. Millie says it wasn't until she was 5 months pregnant that somebody tells her, look, fool, this man is a liar. Child, the black Tinder swindler, aka the engagement swindler. Girl, it's deep. He is definitely worse than Legion. But it's downright diabolical, definitely a user. These ladies are saying he's a predator and abusive, and he is absolutely a narcissist. So let's get into it. I watched Millie's now 40-part series on this man, and it is a slow burn, but people talk how they talk, okay? And the lady's literally in therapy. In addition, the wife has entered the chat, okay? This is her. She's been married to this man since 2013, and they're still married. Unless Colorado has special laws, you can get divorced from somebody who's ducking and dodging you. Absolutely. Very interesting. Cliff Notes version. Let's roll, friends. Camille and Byron met of December 2020. This is them December 2021 on their baby moon in Hawaii. But you do the math. Hot and heavy real fast. Now, Byron is conventionally attractive, 6'5", and according to the girlies, he got that thing on him. He's sweeping these ladies off their feet with no money, just looks and eggplant. He's an ex-Marine, VA disability, so he's getting that check about $2,700 a month. Got that, but we in LAOC. He ain't got no damn job, and that's not enough. Also of note, Samantha is actually his 3rd wife, okay? And apparently he owes $83,000 in child support. Some say maybe that's why he never gets an actual job, because he don't want them checks garnished. VA disability checks don't get garnished for child support. So this homosexual leeches off of the women that he is with. They are taking care of him, okay? Giving him money to buy cars, putting the cars in their name. Samantha said he left Colorado in the car that she got for him and took some of her furniture. And it wasn't until he ordered Papa John's from her account and entered his address that she was able to get the car repoed. When this happened, he was living with some girl named Van. So then he started to drive her car. Then he's in film school here with Van. She helps him get a job somewhere. And that's where he meets Paige. And then he's driving Paige's Audi. And then he jumps from Paige to Camille. Valentine's 2021, Camille is telling this man she loved him. Meanwhile, he was supposed to get married to Paige the next week. Yeah, so obviously Paige got her Audi back. Now, Camille helps him get a 2016 325 Beamer. And so she found it odd that he was so excited about this car because he just had an Audi last week. Like, you're not used to this? Of course, he ends up moving in with Camille. He's supposed to be paying half of the rent. He never does. She says maybe one time she was able to get the rent from him because she had his car, and then he got mad about that. Like, their rent ends up being $3,400, and she's paying it herself with a grown-ass man in the house. So now he's all moved in, and she says he goes in her wallet and uses her credit cards. So she tells him to stop, and he's like, but you know, it's ours. We're a partnership. Full stop for me, but hey, Camille then adds him as an authorized user on her cards, a couple of them, to like boost his score. Then of course he wants them to get a joint bank account, so she adds him to one of her bank accounts. Then a $700 lien is placed on that account because he owes back child support. So at this point, it's not even red flags. I don't even know what to call it. She also has a joint Home Depot card with her mom. And her mom is reporting charges because somebody bought like $300 worth of gift cards. And then Home Depot tells her that the person used a military discount. So at this point, she's like, what the fuck? Who is this man? What is going on? Camille's just in a haze of love, I guess, and just letting all this shit slide. So then we have Samantha's daughter coming to visit her dad. Byron tells Camille, you gotta be Aunt Camille, because that's the only way that she's gonna send her here to visit. And she's like, okay, well, if that's what you gotta say, that's what you gotta say, because I want you to see your kid. Camille is presented as dating Byron's dad. When the girl gets here, of course, she pays for everything. Now, Christmas 2021 is their baby moon in Hawaii, actually. Camille, of course, pays for the entire thing. Now, their pregnancy announcement is the first time he posts her on social media. And so that's when the world and his past sees the new baby mama. So Samantha, of course, sees that, hops in them Facebook messages. So Samantha's like, hey girl, welcome to the club. Gives her the whole rundown. Camille immediately defensive, all right? I'm not a part of the club. I'm not no baby mama. See, girl, so this is where Camille's like, I'm the unicorn. I have the best version of this man whose life I am financing. Why are y'all all together jumping on my man? This is bashing. Oh, she does? I ain't never heard of this. She hands Byron her phone and says, block who you need to block. Anybody who you think is going to message me, I don't want to hear none of it. I just want a peaceful pregnancy. And thinking you got a different version of a man who's been doing this for over a decade is crazy. No, you didn't. And so Camille didn't even respond, read it once, don't want nothing to do with the truth. However, Samantha also sent this message to her business email, which Camille's mom gets because Camille's mom is involved in her dog grooming business. So Camille's mom reads the message and calls Samantha. Because duh, who the fuck is my daughter having a baby by? This gets back to them, and Camille actually cusses her mom out about it. Dead ass wrong. All right, so now there's a rift between her and her mom, triangulation. Now she is going to depend on Byron to make the bank deposits that her mom used to do for her. And we know how that went. He's skimming off the top of them bank deposits and then telling her, oh wait, you have mommy brain. It wasn't this amount. Crazy. Bill just go right along. Now he owe the phone bill. He owe her car insurance. And she tells him the prices because he's supposed to pay. And he'll just be like, no problem. And then don't pay nothing. But she feels he's there emotionally catering to her throughout the pregnancy. Of course, going to all the appointments because what else does he have to do? And he should go to the appointments. Oh, she's kind of fine. All right. Baby comes. She has a C-section. He goes back to work 5 weeks postpartum because these bills have to get paid and her baby daddy don't have no motherfucking job. The money he does bring in, he does not pay nan bill with it. It's all on her. Losing business, she ain't got no choice. She got to go back to work. And now, of course, she has to have a baby mama truck, right? So they trade in his little Beamer and her Benz and get a GLE 350. The new car note is $1,200. He supposed to pay half. Guess how much he paid? Now the baby's here. He does not want to watch the baby, and she does not trust him to watch the baby. So the baby goes to her parents' house every day. And they get temporary custody of the middle schooler, all right? So she is financing an entire household. That she ends up burning through $50,000 of her savings with this man. And she just keep letting it ride. Now we in 2023, the baby has turned 1. Of course, she pays for the entire party. He's barely present. Finally, she begins to wake up. And then he plants the seed of moving to Atlanta, which is where he is now. And he says it'll be cheaper, yada, yada, yada. So she sets an unreachable goal and says, okay, if we save up $20,000, we can move to ATL. Lord, all right. So now we have reached to where the relationship is starting to unravel, but we have not gotten to the end yet because Millie ain't gotten to the end yet. So we can't finish until she finishes. But thank you if you have stayed. The 40-year-old engagement swindler. We are back, girlies and gents. Now, look at this man's webpage. This pissed me off. You can just say anything. All these titles. What school, Byron? What program, Byron? What license do you have, Byron? A narcissist and perhaps sociopath calling themselves an emotional intelligence practitioner and psychotherapist. Mind blowing. And yes, these locks are extensions, because this is him on poor Camille's phone in like August of 2023, leaving her a crazy message. And if you're wondering how Byron bought engagement rings, he did it. He ain't bought shit. Okay, Samantha bought her own engagement ring. Sinbad bought Paige's engagement ring, and he took that ring. All right, Camille thinks that he might have been hiding the ring in this guitar thing bag because he doesn't play it, but he always kept it around. He kind of claimed that he sold it. He didn't get much for it, but I think he still got the ring. All right, recap. Let's roll, friends, and get comfy, y'all, because this is a doozy, child. But we're going to get through it in one part. Shout out to Millie. Y'all go easy on Millie. This, I think, is a cathartic, therapeutic experience for her. She has really been through a lot. Like, when I'm looking at her, I feel like her brain has been altered by this relationship with this man, right? This was her first serious relationship, and this is who she gets. And he took her through the ring. She can't even comprehend why she was so mesmerized by him. Like, he came in with the love bombing hard, all right? Saying all of the right things. Not necessarily doing all the right things, but at least saying them, you know, with the I love you, hearing it every day. Really sunk his teeth in and got her. And some people are just more naive, more susceptible to being conned. She's been conned before. It's like, I'm sure they're telling the truth about this, because why would somebody lie about that? Whereas I'm like, a man gonna lie because the sky is blue. It don't need to be a reason. And then he was a master manipulator. So he's explained away so many things as he's been doing for the last 20 plus years. Now, while I may watch it and truly feel like 100% that could never be me, still have empathy, because she just... Now, Antha, his current wife, still married. She met Byron in 2010. She was pregnant within 4 months. This man, he is raw dog McGraw, okay? He also pregnant within the first 6-7 months of knowing this man. He uses getting them pregnant as like an anchor. It's like tying them to him. Really selling that life partner, we gonna be a family dream. And he going to all appointments. He ain't got shit else to do, but he going. He ain't paying for shit, but he going. So you are feeling like you're getting your emotional needs taken care of. Samantha has posted a few videos herself. Apparently, Byron has made his way to her comments as Mr. 404 or something, so she turned her comments off of a couple videos. She dropped the bombshell that she has not seen her daughter Delilah since December of 2022, okay? Through today, 2025. She dropped her off for what was supposed to be a couple days with her dad before they went back to Colorado. And he used that, railroading the lady, basically. Using intimidation, threatening police involvement for what she has done, etc., etc. Now, this is where Millie come in. Now, remember, her and Samantha have zero relationship, no communication. First, she was Aunt Camille. Then, after the pregnancy announcement, Samantha hit her up. She ignored her, blocked. Then, after Nia was born, Byron told Millie that Samantha made some kind of negative comment, so she was straight on her. She don't want nothing to do with that lady. He is presented with these allegations. They not saying what the allegations are, but obviously very serious, because the lady don't even have supervised visitation. I don't understand that, but okay. Byron is saying it and Delilah is saying it. They are doubling down on whatever the allegations are. So she's like, okay, we're gonna get your baby. She's taking all the initiative to call who she needs to call, talk to the police. The police say there's no custody agreement, so they both have rights. Paying for the lawyer to go to court. Things that Byron would have never done on his own, because he definitely ain't spending no money. But he has found a woman who is on board and will do all of the work for him. Now, how Samantha has been sending Delilah to visit her dad through 3 girlfriends in California, with him being who he is, with no custody order. I understand she did not want to inhibit the relationship her daughter had with her father, because her daughter loves her dad, even though he's terrible as fuck, okay? Mind you, this man packed up her whole damn house, drove to California in her car that was in her name, okay, and left them in Colorado. And she was only in Colorado because he wanted to move there because he could not re-enlist in the Marines. I'm thinking the lady from Colorado, she's from here. He's done little stuff in the past, like popping up at the girl's school in Colorado and taking her out of school when he's on the do not release. Don't release my child to this man. So he can't be trusted. But okay, Delilah is now here in the OC. Now Camille has a whole adolescent in her child and needs school uniforms, activities, therapy. The child don't even have insurance when her father could easily put her on TRICARE. Did he do it? No. Okay, the child is here. Camille wants to give her children great experiences while they're together. So they are already starting to plan a Hawaii trip in June. It's either the girl graduation or her birthday. Meanwhile, Byron now has his sights set on Atlanta. He says, you know what, babe, with my VA loan, I can qualify for $750,000. Okay, Legion, with what man? Don't piss me off. Boy, fucking please. First of all, you don't make that kind of money. You don't pay no bills around here. So how are you talking to me about buying a house anywhere? It's starting to get irritated, okay? The rent is $3,400. The car note is $1,200. Now we got 2 children in here. And you are contributing absolutely nothing. But you got all these plans, right? And he was doing gig work. Okay, he's an actor. He's doing commercials. He's a photographer, doing weddings. But he would lie and say he was doing shit for free or the pay was late. Anything to not contribute to that household. Meanwhile, anybody who talks to these two for 5 minutes can see what the hell is going on. So now he wants to do the isolation. So now you want to move to Atlanta. Get me away from my family and friends that's trying to tell me to get the fuck on from your ass. But okay, Byron wants to plan a trip to Atlanta to go to this conference, okay? He is making the plans. He ain't paying for shit, but he making the plans, okay? The flights and the hotel, etc., etc. Camille is saving up for the Hawaii trip, okay? So she puts $1,000, 10 $100 bills in her drawer. One day she goes to look at that drawer. Only thing left in there is $185. Now this motherfucker is stealing, because he been stealing. Remember the bank deposits, all right? But now he is stealing, and she asked him about it, lies to her face. And her feel crazy like she misplaced. How you misplaced with a change made? Like, stop playing with me. Finally, it is clicking. The has arrived. You know, when you finally get to that with a man, that's it, bro. No coming back from that. All right, so Millie is in therapy. She is starting to work out an escape plan with her therapist. Also, during this time, she tells Byron, you know what? I can no longer give you my body. I'm giving you everything. Something I have to take back. So that pocketbook cut off. Lease for their apartment ends December 2023. Now, Byron, he not done, okay? He's just getting the inklings. I'll be like, oh, you gonna leave me in December? You just waiting out till then? A little weird stuff. And it's like, how do you know this? Whenever you're at the house, he's turning off the baby monitor. Why the fuck is you turning off this baby monitor? What's going on? So he in the house talking shit and snooping, child, doing something, all right? So he is able to look into her Apple Watch, see some of the messages. He has to be a little bit more careful about how she's talking about stuff. First, he's on her cell phone bill, authorized user, all right? But this gives her access to 18 months of phone records for him, all right? So we looking here, like put 2 and 2 together. Oh, this is all those you done blocked from my phone. Because remember, she gave him her phone and says, block whoever you need to. But every day, this is who you talking to. Like, she needs all the evidence possible so that she can stay focused and get up out of there. Like, you know what? I don't even want to go to Atlanta. She tells her therapist. Her therapist is like, okay, if you want to break up with this man, then you need to go to Atlanta. Keep the status quo. You just chugging along, doing whatever it is that y'all typically do. Now, if you have any inkling that you want to work it out with him, then you don't go to Atlanta, right? Because you're taking something away. He's going to react, right? So he going to come back with the love bombing cycle and do all this and try and get you back. And then you going to be listening. So don't do So don't do that. We don't want you listening to anything Byron has to say about him changing and wanting his family to work and you his life partner, blah, 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 blah. No. So she goes to Atlanta to this conference that he planned. Just as we suspected, has to pay for everything. And one step closer to freedom, all right? Next week is the Hawaii trip. And his mama is going on the Hawaii trip, who we have found out from Paige is an enabler. She done been around with all these women. She know all them kids. She know he's still married. What is you planning weddings with Paige for? You know this man married. Hey girl, so now they're out in Hawaii. He doing his usual funny acting stuff. He in a room a lot on the computer doing what the fuck ever. He been stressing her to go to Zipline. She don't want to go. He only wants her to go so that she can pay. So Bobby says, no, I'm not going, all right? His mom ends up paying for it. But mind you, Hawaii is cool. They in Hawaii again, right? Byron ain't got no passport. That back child support, you cannot renew. TikTok is telling me that I can upload videos that are more than 10 minutes, but it's not giving that it's going to allow me to do that, actually. So if it does not, that's the only reason why we're going into part 2, because I am not refilming this outside of the app and then uploading it, because we in here now. This is the cautionary tale of falling in love with a narcissistic, pathological, womanizing liar. Yeah, we are talking about Camille and Byron Hopkins. Left off in the middle of Camille's escape plan, but baby, we got to go back because it's the tea for me. Tangled web that Byron has woven is making sense. So we've met Byron's current wife, and she told us she is his third wife. And we like, girl, what? Now we know the story of 1 and 2. During their relationship, Camille gives Byron an Ancestry.com analysis. And from that analysis, she gets a marriage certificate. And on that marriage certificate is Byron's first baby mama. She is the mom of Byron's eldest son, who's in Georgia. And Byron told Camille that they're in a cult, and that's why he can't see him. Come to find out, they got married when he was 19. Camille, of course, is like, well, why didn't you tell me you were married? He said, oh, our parents made us get married because we were so young and having a baby. Camille asked Byron's mom. Byron said, we told them not to get married. We knew that wasn't going to work. So, lies. Byron and wife number 1 and their son are in Georgia. Wife number 1 finds out about some of his mess, cheating, I'm sure, kicks his ass out. He goes back to Colorado. Byron rolls right into BM number 2 as a daughter who he now doesn't claim. And guess what? They get married too. Wife number 1, of course, gets wind of this, somehow finds wife number 2's information, calls her up and says, I hope you know you're not in DEERS and you're not getting no military spousal benefits, baby, because we still married. Wife number 2 says, oh, hell no, packs all her shit and gets the fuck, okay? Don't want nothing to do with Byron, gets an annulment. Out of there. Don't talk to me ever again. I know that's right, girl. Cut your losses and go. So Byron ends up sleeping on his homeboy's couch. Samantha lives downstairs from that homeboy. That's how they meet. Now we know that Byron has had 3 wives and 6 children. Now Camille probably thought she was BM number 2 or 3, depending if she believed that story, but she's actually BM number 6. Of those 6 kids, he only has a relationship with 1, Samantha's daughter, Shugs. Now, Samantha and Byron are in this nasty custody battle. She has not seen her daughter since 2022. She has a GoFundMe up for her lawyer so she can try to get her get back and get her daughter back. Might be a worthy cause to donate to if you're into that kind of thing. To Byron, there are 24 hours in a day. This man spends all 24 on that phone and line. He has all the time in the world to talk to these women. He ain't got no job. That's all he do. Remember, Camille told us she gave him her phone while she was pregnant. February 2022, and said, block who you need to block. He's like, oh shit, you done made it easy for me. Because remember, Paige said that she went into her Instagram and like 30 women were blocked. She messaged them all and 17 replied, and 2 of them was like, that's my man. So Camille made it real easy for him and shielded herself from necessary information. But she does go back and end up finding out everything. So y'all, Legion ain't got nothing on Byron Hopkins, okay? He's literally the worst. Kids strewn all across the country. He literally steals. And when he leaves these women, he usually takes their belongings. It was deep in it, but thankfully our girl does wake up and she's able to get out, and not too much for the worst. She did say she burned through like $50,000, had to sell a car, but she didn't bounce back. She seems to be good. Wasn't able to break her like you broke some of these women. Like you really broke down Vaughn, but Camille said Vaughn bounced back too and she doing her big one. Now, Byron loves to drop a baby in you, okay? Now, this worked on Camille, but also was a source of contention because even during her pregnancy, he's like, bro, you gotta get a job. We got no job. Then the baby comes. She's back to work 5 weeks postpartum. He's disappearing. She needs him to watch the fucking baby so she can go to work. He get his hair done and her new groomer jackknifes in the truck. And then she quits. It's just like, oh, you irritating. Baby's christening comes along. They all the way up on stage with the preacher, and he finally come in running. The baby's first birthday comes along. He does nothing. Of course, she's planning and buying everything. He shows up at the end, and then don't want to help clean up. Just too much. Then Camille said her grandmother gave the baby $2,000, and Byron took that. And like, if you not gonna have no job, at least be a real stay-at-home dad. She can't trust him, and nor does he want to watch the baby. So she takes the baby to her mom's house every day while she goes to work, and Byron is at home. Now, a week before Father's Day is when she finds out he done stole cash money out her drawer. She still does celebrate him on Father's Day for the kids. She better than me. By the time the Atlanta and Hawaii trips come around, she's already done. Escape plan is in motion. So Camille tells Byron, we can't stay here no more. I cannot afford it. It's $3,400. You're not contributing. We have to find somewhere cheaper to live. Do you know what this man does? He sends her a small business loan application and says, you could get $10K and you'll be fine. So you go apply for a loan so that you can continue to support us in this apartment. Not me help, not me get a job. She's like, hell no, we finna start looking for an apartment. So they find an apartment that is cheaper, like down the street from where they live now. And so August 2023, they packing up to move because they found a new apartment. Decide to go down to Dago for the weekend, take the kids to SeaWorld. While they are all together away from the house for a weekend, this is the opportunity for Camille's family to come to the apartment and pack up all of her stuff, because when she comes back to the OC, she gone. Byron does kind of pick up on some things. So he's trying to check the cameras at the house. Wi-Fi is off because they moving the shit out. All right. So then he calls the sisters from a spoof number trying to see what's up. He's like, I'm not even at the house, but I'll check the Wi-Fi when I get back. Make their way back to the apartment. Byron gets out the car to get his luggage. Camille peels off, leaves his ass in the parking lot. She left his ass a Dear John letter, which she reads on her page. Y'all should check it out. And then takes this opportunity to talk to Suge, explain that she's leaving her dad, etc., etc. Decides to drop her off at her auntie's house. First, Byron is shook up, blowing up that phone. He wants his stuff back. He sends her a pre-recorded video where he's saying, I know something's up and I got a contingency plan in place for a new apartment. This is August 12th. On August 14th, they meet up at the park. He don't got no car now. He don't got no phone, nothing. So he could see Neo. Damien, the cousin, is at the apartment, and it really is his cousin, y'all. Trying to tell him that they couldn't come in. She pull up and like, this is my apartment. I paid for it. Let me get the rest of my stuff. August 14, 2023 is the very last time they ever have a face-to-face conversation. The last time they ever has a visit with Neo. This is where we're gonna conclude The Great Escape, because this is just way too much to put into one video. Next time we're gonna come back with the aftermath, all the little tea that Camille has dropped post-breakup. Byron's little contingency plan, because he always seems to have one. Let's talk about the current girlfriend, fiance. Girl, do you see all this stuff? Is that still her man? I think that's still her
What's
man.
going on, guys? This is my first official TikTok video and probably my last. So I know a lot of you guys a couple weeks ago have seen me propose at the Tyler, the Creator concert to my beautiful fiance. She was shocked. She was surprised. I mean, you saw her in the video. She's like, oh. But if you saw that video, you also saw some negativity trying to get attached to it and steal her moment and steal our moment. So let's answer a couple questions. One, where have you been, Byron? Why haven't you said anything? Oh my God. We had a pre-planned trip for my 40th birthday, and to celebrate our engagement, pre-planned. Out of the country, went to Japan, had a phenomenal time. Side note, I think everybody should go to Japan. That's my favorite place. It's clean, it's beautiful, everyone's nice, it's peaceful. Go to Japan. Get a break from everything. Now, as we're talking about going out of the country, which is something I know for a fact you cannot do if you have 11 kids and owe millions of dollars in child support. You cannot do it. You won't get one of these. You can't get one of these. To all my people online, to my brothers, you know, if you owe anything, it's a wrap. So I can't swindle my way into getting a passport. I can't swindle my way into getting out of the country. So I know there's a lot of sensationalized things out there, but take a second and really think, how did he do that? You can't. I don't have the complexion for the protection for that. I just don't. Now, speaking of kids, you guys gave me like 3, 4, 5 too many. That's okay. But I have my daughter here. I'm making this video mainly for her. This is a teenage girl. She's involved. Unfortunately, her picture's been popped up and all these other things have happened, but I'm going to keep it legal. There's been a court case going on for 2.5 years with myself and her mother. I like to say legal things and I like to keep it above board. So all I will say is my daughter is safe now. She is very happy. She is thriving and she's been with me for 2.5 years. Now, again, let me talk to my fellas. Can you swindle a court system and the government? I think that's impossible, especially looking like us. No matter what I say, if I do anything wrong, I'm underneath the jail. But my daughter's been with me for 2.5 years, thriving, happy, loving everything. I love being a parent. That's one thing I'll give with them. I love being a parent. I am a father. That's my favorite job in the whole world. I will see my son soon. Right now I have my daughter, but I will definitely see my son very soon. There's kids involved to this, guys. Think about that. Think about what's going on with these kids. It's not just about me or whoever wants to be famous on TikTok by, are we on video 700 now? Who knows? What is the mission for this? What is the purpose? Is it to get famous and put my information out, my fiance's information out? Let's just dox up a bunch of stuff and say we were in a relationship. People end relationships. That's it. You're in a relationship. It doesn't work. It's done. It happens to all of us. Now, to my women, to my black women, you wanted to warn her. You wanted to tell her all these other things. We're fine. She's fine. We're happy. We're planning our wedding. But think about it. Was this something you actually wanted to do? Or did you want to get famous? Or is it trauma bonding? Why are these people saying the same thing? It's trauma bonding. It's not healing. It's my cousin went through this. I've gone through this. We need to get Byron. Byron's that guy. Whoever hurt you, that's that guy. I pray for your healing. 100%. And I'm being very serious with this. I've gone through situations to where I had to heal from relationships, from the things that happened to me. I'm right there with you. Trust me. This isn't one of those situations. If it sounds crazy, like it's a Tyler Perry movie and it's scripted, I saw one comment that said, who has the time? I don't. I really don't. I'm taking time to make this video for the kids. Take a second. I know you guys are smarter than that. Don't take dramatization and all these other things and say, oh my God, it's sensational. Let me jump on it so I can get some money. I get it. You want to be a blogger. You want to jump out and do your thing. I get it. It's like, do I have 10,000 followers yet? Let me monetize this stuff. Awesome. Do your thing. Not off the back of negativity. Not off the back of negativity. Karma comes around. Don't be on that side. I coach and I teach on healing and will continue to do so. That's another place I've been. I've been busy. I have clients. I'm not going to respond and go back and forth with people. This is for my daughter. This is for my son. I'll see you soon. And it's something I learned in Japan too. Just having peace. Peace of mind. A lot of this stuff going back and forth, that's not that important. I'm here to let you know, not my side, there's people involved. My fiance and her family are involved. My family's involved. Doing too much. Go be famous on talent, on something else, not on the back of negativity. Try love. Try healing, not trauma bonding. Healing. Really think about, why am I so mad? Why do I want to attack Byron? You don't even know me. There's people talking about, you met me in the mall. I'm not even in the country. I'm not even in the country. Take a second. I get it. You see something? I've been through that. My sister's been through that. It's painful. I get it. Trust me. I've been there. I also want to go heal. I didn't want to trauma bond with people. Think about why you're doing this. As they would say in Japan, thank you very much, aka arigato gozaimasu.
Hi, I'm Millie, and I am one of the exes of the engagement swindler. The whole purpose of this series is to, first of all, stop my ex from what he's been doing. And second of all, is to bring awareness to narcissistic abusive relationships. I will be taking you through a very detailed inner working of my mind, and you will see as I'm telling my story, I'm also still processing what I went through. And you will have just as many questions as I had as to why did I do what I did? Like, what was it that had me stay in this relationship when he was clearly lying to me? And how I literally just could not wrap my head around the fact that he actually was just lying. I'm a very truthful person, so I just couldn't imagine that someone would just lie to such extreme depths. So I do want to warn that there's also maybe very triggering for a lot of people, as there are kids involved. And you will see through therapy what I was able to discover, like, deep down about myself, and understand, like, how gaslighting works and the effects of the brain. So you will see how I went from liking this person to being very infatuated with this person to feeling like this was my soulmate, and how I literally gave him complete access to me. I did not set healthy boundaries. I didn't even know how to set healthy boundaries, which is what I'm currently learning how to do. So a lot more women want to come forward, but of course social media is not very kind. So this is a place just for people to be able to share their experiences. I have received an overwhelming amount of support and private messages from women who are currently in this situation. Some have told me I'm literally telling their story where they were literally in the exact same situation, especially when it came to the kids. Someone that has MPD, sociopathic disorder, it's very complex, and they're master manipulators. They study you. They study their victims. They mirror you. It's very scary, actually. It's very scary, and you find out you're actually dating yourself. So this is my journey on what happened when I met the engagement swindler. All the things that I was witnessing throughout the relationship that I couldn't quite understand, and wasn't able to understand what was happening until I was removed from the situation, where the fog clears and you're able to see clearly. For anybody that has been in an abusive relationship, anyone that wants to send me a message, I will have my email address at the bottom of each video. Please feel free to reach out. I will also be uploading places where you can find community and find a safe space to be able to tell your story, and to be able to fellowship with other women that have also been in the same situation. I just want you to know that you are not alone. You are not the only one this has happened to. You are not crazy. And please be kind to yourself and forgive yourself, as I've had to do. Me and the other women have come together, and we're super supportive of each other. We've been able to forgive each other, as there's a lot of hurt that has happened, with the center of it being the engagement swindler. And everyone needs to keep that in mind, that the only monster in this story is him. None of us women are malicious people. All we wanted was a partner, a family, someone who's going to love us. And we never have been with anybody who treated us so well. And when I tell you he's good, he's good. For those that would have spotted these red flags early on, kudos to you. Please keep in mind that everyone's red flags are different. If you've never experienced anything close to that, you wouldn't know what you're looking at or that was a red flag. So I definitely, my spidey senses have been awoken. So thank you so much for all those that will be giving positive feedback, that will be able to share a little bit of their experience. Kudos to you. And I just want you guys to know that I appreciate you. I appreciate you, and thank you for listening to my story. And I hope that it is able to help even more people avoid what I went through. Alrighty, let's get started.
Hey everyone, I am so sorry I have been away. I'm sure most of you know this is super triggering to talk about, so I just kind of need to take a step away and get my mind together, and we were doing a lot of stuff for my godson, so wanted to come back in here. I had been reading through a few of the comments, so I wanted to address them and kind of talk about a few things. First and foremost, I am a fidgeter. I know that. It's just what I do, so I try to be cognizant of it when I am talking to you guys. So I apologize. It's the way I react when I'm talking about something uncomfortable, you know. I'm sharing personal parts of my life that is hard for me to still come to terms with or even talk about. So if I fidget, that's why. Also, I am not in any way, shape, or form happy to be married, especially to Byron, quite frankly. I've been asking for a divorce for some time now, so I'll dive into that a little bit later. But the ring that I have is actually an aura ring, so I switch it from my ring finger to my other ring finger, just out of comfortability. So that's what this is. I am not married in the slightest. Well, I lied. I am married, but that's not what this stands for. Gross. What else? I was sick last week, so I was coughing a lot. I'm feeling much better, so sorry for that as well. So those are a few of the ones that I wanted to bring up more than anything, but I wanted to dive into a few other questions and kind of just continue on with my story. I know that it is not for the faint of heart, and everybody is wanting to know what has been going on. So within the court itself, I will talk about whatever it is that I can, without being like disrespectful to my daughter, obviously, in the slightest, because that's my first priority. But so we have been in court now for, it'll be 2.5 years. We go back May 5th. And yeah, it has been a wild ride. It has been very eye-opening. It has been very sad. It's been very hard to go through. I get really bad anxiety when we talk about it or it comes up and stuff like that. So forgive me if I start to fidget, because that's just what I do. But at our last court hearing, they pushed it out again to come to this May. So I am hoping this is the last one, but again, I'm not going to hold my breath. Their big thing is reunification therapy, and obviously mine too. I have kind of fought tooth and nail to get the little bit of reunification therapy that I get now. When we first started on this journey, I fought very, very, very hard to get reunification therapy with her. Byron's biggest, not ability, but his biggest way to drive a wedge between me and my daughter is obviously time, right? If he doesn't have to present her to me, or if he can avoid us having a conversation, like, of course I'm her mom, right? Like, we were really, really close before she left. I mean, we were, holding hands and kissing each other on the lips. Like, that's how young she was before she had left. So I had always known that if I could just get to her, that I'd be able to talk to her. But he has put in place every single roadblock you could possibly think about. And truth be told, just going through the process, I have come to realize that the court system is not based off of innocent until proven guilty. It is guilty until you can prove yourself innocent. So it has been not just a battle with Byron, but it has been a battle with her court-appointed attorney, So not only him, but I also have her reunification therapist, right? So like, I am battling a lot of people who are put in place to protect my daughter, right? Like, that's what the court appointed attorney is she is appointed by the court to ensure that the best interests of the child is being adhered to. However, we talk about that in the same breath that we talk about, Byron just packs up and leaves her, or not leaves her, but takes her to Georgia, right? So like, that also isn't the first time he's violated the court order. He has been violating the court order since it's been put in place, predominantly because reunification therapy is part of the court order. Like, it's written in there. Not only reunification therapy, but individual therapy and a couple of other things that aren't, like, they have never been adhered to. And I have fought tooth and nail to try and get him to be held accountable, right? And I'll reach out to her attorney, and yes, I'm going to reach out multiple times, or I'm going to call multiple times looking for you, because like, this is important. Like, he's not abiding by what the judge has put in place. Like, it's just been a crazy, crazy process. And just to see all of the things that he's able to get away with. I mean, he does it right, and he gets away with it. He hasn't been reprimanded. He hasn't gotten in trouble. He hasn't anything, like, he got chastised by the magistrate, but like, that was it. Like, there's no repercussions for him. And so I stand in this virtual courtroom trying to advocate for myself, while also I'm getting, daggers thrown at me from her attorney, who's like, oh, mom calls too much, or mom does this, but it's also mom that's getting the calls from, hospitals or other places that are telling me things about my daughter that I have no clue about, right? Like, also part of the court order that's mandatory. So, I stand there advocating as hard as I can for myself, but it's like in vain, like, nobody cares about me. Nobody cares about any of it. Any of it. Nothing that I do or nothing that I present to them. Like, when I'm telling somebody she didn't show up to school, I called the school and she's not there. Like, she's not in any school district out here. And then from that, they tell me you need to do a welfare check. So I do a welfare check, and then the cop solidifies that they're no longer there, and pretty much implies that the front office stated that they moved to Georgia. So I'm asking this officer, like, he kidnapped her. He has violated this active court order. We're actively in court. What do I do? She sends me to this place that I call in Orange County, Orange County then tells me I'm the victim, so I need to call Colorado. So I call Colorado. They pretty much laugh at me and say, why are you wasting our time? You need to call back there. And all I'm saying is, I just want somebody to help me. Like, I just want somebody to tell me what I have to do. Like, what am I to do? She is gone. I have no idea where she's at. Her attorney, again, court-appointed attorney, has no idea where she's at. Nothing was done. No resources were offered. Nobody told me who, what, where, when, or why to call. I had nobody that I could turn to. I literally was just stuck, like, tight. Like, he can just do whatever he wants, whenever he wants, and there are no repercussions. Like, there just isn't. So I'm playing ping pong, jumping from one organization in one state to the next, and I mean, nobody, not a police officer, not a sheriff, not a detective, like, nobody could tell me what to do. Nobody, not one person in multiple states. So I then just get to sit, even though her attorney knows. Like, it's just a joke, man. Like, I don't know. It's just so disheartening. Like, it's already bad enough that I'm fighting with my kid who hates me, full-blown hates me, and has these outrageous stories that have been made up and fed to her so much that she truly believes it, and hates me. Like tells me I don't want to talk to you for a few years, like basically when she's 18. Like, I have never been spoken to like I'm spoken to from her before, ever. Like, that was my baby. Like, that was my little, I mean, still is, right? But like, that was my dog. Like, that was my, like, we used to hold hands and stuff in the car. I don't know. It's just sad. And no matter who I tell or no matter who I turn to for help or support or suggestions or anything, like, they just look at me like I'm stupid. And then I go into court and I tell, the magistrate, I'm like, oh, well, I reached out to her attorney 24 times from this date to this date. I reached out to her reunification therapist 32 times from this date to this date. And the response I got from her attorney was, you're inundating my inbox. Like, and then the response I get from the reunification therapist is, we're doing the best we can. We're inundated. Like, that's all I can say to you. And I'm not joking. Like, these are actually what they said to me. And so I take it in court and I'm like telling them, and like the judge acts like he's flabbergasted. And I'm like, this has been going on. I've been telling you about this. The only time that her attorney reaches out to me is 24 to 48 hours before court. And what he's telling me is, hey, we're going to court tomorrow, so what do you think about extending it? Well, no, I don't want to extend it anymore because it's not going anywhere. The reason why it continuously gets extended by the magistrate is because you guys are not abiding by the reunification therapy. You're not abiding by it. You're violating it. Like, and then he violates it and like moves to a completely different state. Like, so it's sickening. Like, to me, it's like a whole money ploy. Like, they back you into a corner. Like, what do you, like, of course I'm not going to stop fighting, but like a 2.5 years, like, I've missed 2.5 years worth of moments, like things that I'm never ever going to be able to get back. I'm never going to get these moments back. I'm never going to be able to replace them. She's never going to get an opportunity again, like nothing. And people just look at me like, this is normal. This is like normal everyday life. And they just keep throwing like investigations, and those are even more of a joke because they're not really investigations. All they are is people asking you a list of questions that there's no fact checking on, like, and then they tell you, oh, if I find out you're lying, I'm not going to leave anything else in your story. I'm like, well, how are you doing that? Like, how are you telling if I'm lying? Like, you tell me how you're doing your checks and balances so I can feel better, because I want to know, as I've told to them many times, like, she has a narcissistic father who is completely grooming her. I have no criminal background. I have good credit. I've lived where I've been at for over almost 10 years. I have never, ever been without a job or have had to be on any sort of assistance, which there is absolutely nothing wrong with in the slightest, but I haven't had to do that. Like, I am an upstanding citizen. I pay my taxes. I go to jury duty. I do the things that I'm supposed to do. If the allegations that you're throwing out there are accurate, like, if I'm beating her the way that you're accusing me or implying that I do, don't you think like cops would be called or neighbors would call? Because like the accusations are insane. Like, and then like the accusations just don't come to me. Like, he pivots and then starts accusing my son of like these erroneous things. That's just like I get it, bro. Like, she's always been a ploy for him, right? Like, she's always been somebody that he's used to garner attention, right? Like, oh, he's this single father, and you know, he has this daughter, and he's like an anomaly, like, you know what I mean? Like, this isn't normal. So, you know, he uses her as like a come up, and it's sick. It's just sickening. But I don't know, man. It's just, I'm not just fighting a narcissist. Like, I'm not just fighting a sociopath. Like, I'm also fighting this wall that he's put inside my daughter's mind. Like, my daughter, the last time I talked to her, told me the last time I talked to my daughter, she told me that she tells people that I'm dead, that I don't exist. Like, I was there for, I helped her tie her shoes. I helped her learn how to tie her shoes. I've been there through, you know, her first crush, or, you know, drama at school, and all the things. And because of him, she said she hates me, and she tells people that I'm dead. Like, that is like your evil knows no bounds. And I know you're watching these videos, so I want you to know that I know that. And you're a horrible human being. I've never kept her from you. I never, ever impeded on your half-ass attempt at being a dad. I just wanted you to be a dad because that's what she wanted. And like, you just came to shit on me. Like, the one that doesn't like fuck with you the most. Like, I don't do anything to you the most. Like, you just came and like you woke up one day and was like, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. And for all your little weird friends, aka Adrian, don't reach out to my people to, again, in your sadistic way, try to get me to either be quiet or anything else like that. Like, you're not in Japan. You can't get a passport. You don't have a job. Like, and just an FYI, like, Adrian, birds of a feather flock together. So I would tread softly with that and stay all the way out of this, because it has nothing to do with you. Yeah. So I'll keep plugging away at like some of the questions just to kind of like answer them and stuff. Again, I'm sorry, it's so sporadic. It's a really hard journey to walk through again. It's just sad. Like, I really miss her a lot. And he doesn't appreciate her. He doesn't value her. He doesn't put her first. He doesn't value her. He does not value her. And that is unacceptable because she is the most precious thing on this planet. And he's just used her as a pawn. Anyways, again, I'll dive more into what has happened with court, in the court hearings that I've had, and I'll try and explain more of the things that have been requested by the court and the court order within reason. Obviously, I want to be super respectful to my daughter because though her dad is a POS, she's kind of just like casualty of war. So some of the things that she's been through, no kid should have to go through, and she'll have those memories for the rest of her life now, thanks to him. So I do appreciate everybody's support. My little tribe has started a GoFundMe for me, so the link is in my profile. If you feel the presence or ability to share, that's great. Donate, that's great. Anything like that. I think more than anything, just talking about it makes me feel better. Like I said, it's been a really long time since I've had to talk about this. I am a suffer in silence kind of person. I don't want my trauma to have to affect other people's lives. So it's been a really long 2.5 years, a very long and lonely one. So it's hard for me to ask for help and to put myself out there because this is very difficult. You know, we get judged by everything and anything. So I will say the support that I've had through this is chef's kiss. Man, I don't know what I would do without my people. And y'all keep me strong and sane. I be in my comments all the time looking at you guys and finding strength for it because life is hard. Life is really, really hard. And yeah, I wish this on nobody. I wish nobody ever ran into a narcissist. I wish nobody ever has to feel the pain of losing a child, even if it's just physically, in any capacity. So if you've been a survivor of narcissistic abuse, I've talked to a lot of you. A lot of you have reached out to me. I have, for safety reasons, kind of put blocks on my mind where I just kind of put it away.
I knew it was only a matter of time. It was only a matter of time until they got this nigga dead to rights. These 3 beautiful women that you see right here before you are the 3 women that are leading the charge for this nigga Byron Hopkins. That's his name. The Black Tinder Swindler is Byron Hopkins. And if you don't know who Byron Hopkins is, that's a nigga that proposed at the Tyler the Creator concert. Just for the newcomers. Now, it's been only about a day and a half, but they all have come out with their own stories. I'm going to play a snippet of each story. That way we can get caught up to speed. Exhibit A.
All right, here we go. In 2018, I met a man named Byron Hopkins, and a very quick forming crush turned into very quick deep like, which turned into love, which turned into him being what I thought at the time was the love of my life.
That's typically how it starts.
At the time, he was someone who, I swear to God, was everything I had hoped and prayed for in a partner. So when he asked me to marry him in August of 2019, I couldn't have said yes faster.
Now that's just Exhibit A. Exhibit B.
Hey family, it's me, the one and only Samantha Hopkins. I am the engagement swindler's wife.
You don't say.
Actual wife, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's
and
crazy.
I wanted to come on here. I know everybody's dying for my story.
We
and
are.
I'm dying to give it to you. I just have recently gone through a tragedy. My godson, about a month ago, was shot and killed by a local sheriff here in Douglas County. So we have been protesting and fighting for justice for him. So I have not been ignoring you or trying to keep anybody hanging. I just have been really fighting for justice for him because he's dead. And
Justice for that young boy. We gotta touch on that. And last but not least, Exhibit C. Keep in mind, Exhibit C has like a 49-part story time about this. I can't get to all 49 parts clearly, so I'm just gonna scroll past it. Y'all can go to her page and look at it yourself. But she's another one of the victims.
Okay, I've been seeing some compilations of people summarizing my story. Y'all, I'm just long-winded. I get that from my daddy and my granddaddy. Like, that's just what it is. And I'm the type of person, I feel like you need to have all of the information, all of these little things to like understand how he is. Because I will talk about it later, but I tried to warn other people about him. And when I told them, even just like a little bit so that it wasn't long, they were just like, that doesn't sound like he's a bad person. It just sounds like he made some mistakes.
But yeah, that's the latest update on the Black Tinder Swindler. And of course, hopefully this nigga comes out with his own video. We can all keep up with it. And if you have any more information about this story, feel free to tag, comment down below, because we all trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. All of us. Every last one of us are invested. Because honestly, one of two things is going to happen. We're going to save somebody, number one, or we can save somebody, number two. And that's what I think is necessary. With that being said, y'all keep it change.
He took my car, drove it to his new girlfriend's house, parked it, left, went out of town with said girlfriend for her birthday, and was gone for the weekend while my dad was in the hospital, possibly dying from the effects of a stroke he just had. And as my fiancé, you're gone on a birthday trip with the next victim. Excuse me? Y'all, Camille is telling the story about the man who just proposed at that Tyler, the Creator concert. He is the number one reason why I forever choose the bear. Like, I just spent 4 hours on this woman page, and I'm on part 26, and I'm about to go finish. However, excuse me?
Ultimately, I ended up discovering that he had 6 children, which, by the way, was not the number I was told. I was told I was supposed to do. He had 6 children. He owed about 6 figures worth of child support debt. I was not the first, the second, the third, the fourth, nor the 5th woman. He had done some version of this too. And yes, he was still married. As you can imagine, I felt an array of feelings and emotions during that time and throughout my healing process throughout these years. But I can say that one of the most pressing feelings that I had, and still sometimes feel, was helpless. Not helpless because I'm not capable and I'm not able to take care of myself, but helpless in that now that I know what I know, I cannot in good conscience just sit here and let this man do this again to another woman and another woman and another woman and another woman and another woman. But how do I stop him? The truth is, I can't. I can't stop him. Because for my own preservation, I needed to, over these last few years, prioritize myself, and I needed to prioritize my healing, which has not been easy. It has not been easy. With that though, I've always believed that there's power in your story. There's power in speaking your truth. And I figured I don't have control over him. I don't have control over the new person he's with, but I do own my story. And I'm going to just tell it. I'm going to tell my story, and regardless of the ridicule or the judgment that'll come, which there was so much, because a lot of y'all be on here and be so mean. Why are you so mean? We'll unpack that at another time. Despite all that shit, I was going to tell my story because I thought maybe one day someone will see it, and maybe because they were given information that I would have killed to have, you know, they won't have to feel this. They won't have to go through this. So that's what I did. I told my story. Some people watched it, and I kept it pushing. Never in a million years did I think 4 years later we would be circling back. We would be spinning the block, if you will. All because he decided to propose to someone new in, again, another grandiose way, because that's also a pattern. That's what he does. My proposal was a flash mob. So this is a pattern. And I thought for a second, I'm not getting involved. I'm not going to say anything because I've already done that, right? I told my story. However, when I saw that video and I saw that woman, who I do not know, by the way, I have no idea who she is, a very foreign but intense feeling came over me, where I'm looking at someone who I do not know, but I am 100% certain on how your story ends if you do not get away from that man. I know exactly what will happen. I know exactly the level of pain, the level of despair, the level of heartache, not break, y'all, because heartbreak and heartache are two different things. The level of heartache she will experience, the confusion, the fear, the scars that even in your healing that you will have to continue to nurture for the rest of your life, the trauma that'll be induced, the process, the grit and the resilience and the fight that she will have to claw her way back to a version of herself that is recognizable and to rebuild a life that he single-handedly, with every ounce of intention, set out to destroy. And I just felt like I could not look at that and just pretend I don't see it. I can't even say that this video is really just for her. I think this video is for any potential woman who will come across this person in their lifetime. He is not who he says he is. And I know he's charming, and I know he's funny, and I know he's thoughtful, and I know he's sweet and kind and gentle. And I know that he sees you in a way that you have never been seen before. I know. But I also know none of it is real. He is not real. You are real. Your feelings are real, but he is not real. He is not real. His feelings for you are not real. You are a means to an end, like so many of us have been. And his only purpose is to suck as much life out of you as he possibly can until he has sucked the last drop out and moved on to the next one. I know that sounds dramatic, but I promise you that is who he is. He's diabolical. He's diabolical. He's not safe. He's a dangerous person. He is incapable of compassion and empathy. All the things that you think he is actually just you, boo. He is a great mirror. as most narcissists are. He is a great mirror. That light you see in him, it's yours. That joy you see in him, it's yours. That ambition, that drive, that's yours. That hope, that's yours. That's yours. It is not his. And I know the narrative. I'm crazy. I'm toxic. I get it. But at the end of the day, if I'm crazy, and the one before me was crazy, and the one before her was crazy, and then the one before her was crazy, and then the one after me was crazy, and then the ones all the way back to when he was 18, 19 years old, you have to leave room for the possibility that we can't all just be crazy. Common denominator is him. We all are flawed, and we all have signs and saw signs and red flags that we chose for our own various reasons to ignore or not pay attention to, or we're just downright naively blind to. Okay, we all did, and we have all taken accountability. Because you have to. If you're truly going to heal, you have to take accountability for your stuff. We have all done that. But what we are not is crazy. What we are not is toxic. What we are not is just a bunch of women who are jealous that he left us. This is someone who saw the best in every single one of us and thought to themselves, not, how can I love them better? How can I be a good steward of their heart? This is someone who said, how can I extract, exploit, and take all of it? Literally, all of it. For me personally, it has been years of rebuilding emotionally, financially, mentally, and I just feel like if me doing this, if me speaking up and the other women speaking up can help one woman, just even one woman, from not having to go through and experience what we have gone through, then baby, I will shout it from the rooftops, because I'm so sick and tired. I'm sick and tired that once a year, every year, like clockwork, y'all, it's my phone and there's another one. So he gonna have to prepare to be sick of me, baby, because as long as I'm around and as long as I have breath in my lungs, I will make sure that every woman in every city, in every state, in every country, in every planet knows exactly who you really are. And that's a promise. So Beyonce's internets, do your thing, baby. Do your thing.
Ciao. Anyways.